Boulger. Let him know. How's it going? Good, all right. I'm 20 years old. I look like I'm fucking 12. I don't have a fake ID, which sucks because I wanted to get into clubs and stuff. Because you ever just go by a place and be like, man, if I went in there, I know I'd get laid? I get that feeling all the time. I live near a prison. I work doing construction. Here's a little tip for anybody here that might work construction. If you're driving the truck with your boss and you have a lot of 2x4s on the back, if for some reason the 2x4s fall off the truck and go through the windshield of a car behind you, don't turn to your boss and say Jenga. This one job I was working at, there were two twins that worked there, and it was really hard to tell them apart. But after a while, you pick up on some subtle things. Like one of them had a little scar over his right eye, and the other one raped me. I don't like to be very political when I get up here. Like, I hate when people make fun of Bush. I'm tired of people making fun of Bush. They make him out to sound like he's worse than he really is. They make Bush out to sound like he's Hitler. And people have to remember that there's one big difference between Bush and Hitler. Hitler wrote a book. Besides, I'm very apathetic by nature. I don't really care about stuff, you know? People tell me that's a bad thing. I think it's a great thing, and I think that more people should be that way. That's why I'm currently writing a children's book. It's called The Little Engine That Said Fuck It. I hate to give away the ending, but hey, look at that hill. I better get up there. I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. You know what? Fuck it. I'll tell you what I like about gay marriage. It makes domestic violence fair. A husband beating a wife is just wrong. A husband beating a husband, at least it's a fair fight. Wife beating a wife, I'd pay a lot of money to see. I ran into this guy the other day on the street. I hadn't seen him in like 7 years. So when I saw him, I couldn't remember his name. I was like, oh, dude, I haven't seen you in like 7 years. Are you Steve? He was like, no, but you were close. It's Walt. That's not close. What I want to know is, what could I have possibly said to this guy that he would have been like, no, you're way off? I've had to have gone like, oh, dude, I haven't seen you in like 7 years. Are you a chair? That dude, Walt, he never really made anything out of himself. He dropped out of college after 1 year, and he was recently fired from Burger King. It's just kind of weird, because I remember when I was a kid, I was playing video games at his house, and his dad just stormed into a room, and he was like, you're a lazy piece of shit, and you're never going to amount to anything. It's just kind of weird, because I grew up this whole time just thinking that his dad was a dick. As it turned out, he was a psychic. I hate when people abbreviate things that don't need to be abbreviated. Like, I'm in college, and my friend told me that his roommate was an emo, which just means that you're an emotional guy. But I didn't know what an emo was, so I just assumed it was some kind of mental deficiency. So when I met the kid, I was talking real slow. I was like, oh, how are you? Do you like it here? Oh, that's great. And it was finally like, why are you talking like that? That led to the most awkward thing I've ever said to anybody, which is, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I thought you were retarded. I also hate exclamation points because I think they're just an excuse to be a lazy writer. Because people use them where they should just use descriptive language. Like most people would write, take out the trash, exclamation point. Whereas I write, take out the trash, comma, if you ever want to see your daughter again. Period. And there are a bunch of sayings that annoy me, like old-fashioned, because it's always used for something positive. It's always like, call me old-fashioned, but I don't think that tomato soup should have artificial preservatives in it. It's never used for something negative, like, call me old-fashioned, but women shouldn't vote. Saying that really annoys me, it's an old saying. Buy a man a fish and you'll feed him for the day. Teach a man to fish and you'll feed him for a lifetime. I think that's a shitty saying, because I've never seen a homeless guy fishing. These people need jobs, not hobbies. Hey, sir, can I have $1? Why should I give you money? You're just gonna go out and spend it on bait. Don't get me wrong, I love fish. This one time I was on a plane ride to London, England. I asked the stewardess, hey, will there be any fish on board? She was like, yeah, if we fucking crash. I feel like I swear too much. Like, you ever try not to swear and you just end up swearing anyway? Like this one time a cop pulled me over, and what I meant to say was, hey, what's the problem, officer? And what I almost said was, hey, what the fuck is the problem, officer? And what I ended up saying was, hey, what the fuck? And this one time in high school, I was taking an English class, and the teacher was like, Boulger, give me an example of a rhetorical question. And I was like, why don't you go fuck yourself? And she was like, you little punk, get out of here. And I was like, you're not supposed to respond to rhetorical questions. Thanks, guys.